Is this recording? Yeah, I guess it is. No red light. Okay. Hi. Hi kids. It's Dad. This is just a series I think I want to start to build some kind of knowledge base, I guess, and somehow uh, leave you something by apart from what I can. That's a joke. Or is it? We don't know. Anyway, if you're watching this, you probably need this. And the first thing I need to tell you is that I love you. And you mean more to me than anything in the world. So, life is finite, and I'm not going to be around forever. Nor is anyone else, nor yourself. But the little things we can do for the ones we love is what's important. And this is one of those things I'm going to be doing to leave you with the amount of things I know so far, I have discovered so far. And maybe in the future it might help you, it may not. We don't know. But yeah, like, I think back to the time that I had recordings of my dad when he was alive. And yeah, this is one for you guys. Because I can't listen to my dad, but you can. So, here I am. What this series is going to also do is build up on, apart from things that you are supposed to know, things that you're able to observe, things you're able to notice. I would want to specify that where possible, keep a keen eye, listen carefully, observe what you can as much as you can. There are a lot of things and subtleties that we don't realize that exist from a perspective of information that's out there, right? So you may see things, you may hear things, but the important thing is that you're able to also see or hear the things that I'm not saying or I'm not showing. That's where intelligence comes to play, right? That's where uh, your skill set has to be developed. And yeah, like, I want to probably introduce myself as, Vivek Prabhat Yadav. Prabhat was your granddad's name, and I loved him a lot, as did he to his father, Mr. Moolchand Yadav, and so on, Muralidhar. Anyway, the point is that we live in a very finite time, right? My dad lived age 60, my granddad lived age 92. I'm not sure how far back my great granddad lived, but I would assume probably somewhere around those time frames. And with how the life is in today's day and age, we don't know how much time we have, right? And we have to make the best of it. We have to make the best of it. So here I am, trying to build some snippets, knowledge snippets, fun snippets. I don't know what is going to turn out to be like, but at least I wanted to make a start. I think the biggest challenge in doing things is finding the courage to make the start. So maybe that can be a lesson one. Find the courage to do things that others don't, because you're the only one who can take the first step, and no one else in the world apart from you can. And I mean this to both of you. Don't ever feel shy to take the first step. In fact, uh, you should always find the courage or build yourself the courage to speak your mind. You might be right, you might be wrong, doesn't matter. You'll figure it out, what's right, what's wrong. What's important is to at least have the courage. That's like phase one. And it's not that easy, you know. A lot of people think uh, that what might others think, what will others say, what's going on inside their head, and how will they feel about me, how will they perceive me. But at the end of the day, the only people who should matter to you are your family. That's the end goal, that's the end game. Everything you do in life is not for yourself, it's actually for your family. You might think that you're doing it for yourself, but a life if not lived for others is not a life lived at all. So just living for yourself is not a life worth living. You have to live for others. It could be your better half, it could be your parents, it could be your children, it could be your uh, loved ones, whatever it is. The time and age will obviously change the dynamics of the wordings that we use. The words that I'm using for 2025 might be appropriate. Maybe whenever you're watching this or whenever you're understanding this or figuring it out, maybe the conventions have changed. But the people you really care about, for them, the life needs to be lived. Nobody else. Everyone else is just static, they're just there. Uh, in terms of gaming convention, essentially they're NPCs, non-playable characters. They don't really add much to the plot, they just give you guidelines and directions of where you're supposed to go. So, yeah, like that's something. And maybe if you ever feel like you need courage and you're not able to find it within yourself, you're not able to find it with the people around you to push you, to give you that support, there is a higher power up and above there somewhere. I don't know whether it's up also or it's with us or around us. They exist, you know. I'm sure they do. Nobody knows for sure. Nobody has met God. Even if they have, they probably don't know it. So don't worry too much about things. Supreme One has a plan for everyone, and sometimes have faith, sometimes have courage, sometimes have a mix of both. Um, to push through in life, you need a lot of uh, mental strength, dexterity, and robustness to ensure that you're able to mold yourself to circumstances, to adapt yourself to the situation, and do things that are required of you to be done. And sometimes, most of the time, it's not easy. It's going to be a bit of pain. And but pain is what pushes you through. Pain is what defines you. It consumes you. It makes you who you are. It changes you as a person. It makes you push your limits, your boundaries. Makes you do things that you might not want to do. And you don't know whether the outcome is going to be great, good, bad, horrible. You never know. Those things change. But at the same time, nonetheless, you have to do it. You have to push through. I know I did. And there are a lot of times I wished I didn't have to do something. A lot of times I wished I didn't have to be someone, do something, behave in a particular manner. But sometimes we have to do all those things because while we live in a society, we have societal norms. We have to live with people around us. We can't be like AIs, right? We can't be like just thinking about our own extinction, survival rate, and how we can push towards that. We have to be a bit more pragmatic because we know life is not infinite, and we can't sustain forever. So we have to do what we can in the time that we have, in the space that we have, the limitations of the things that we can reach, we should do. And more importantly, we should live a life that we don't feel like we have regrets. To live a life without regrets, you have to do the things you are supposed to do, you feel like doing. Even though you might feel bad about it later, but if you have to go through it, you have to go through it. Simple as that. And yeah, my wife, if you're watching this, you know what I want to say. So, I don't have to, but I have to.